Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. Today, I'm really excited to be able to bring to you a video that's actually a part of a series of videos that I did in my private Amazon Replens Facebook group. And that Facebook group is reserved for people that have gone through my Amazon course and have elected to be a part of the membership group, where I ultimately post updated content all the time. We've got over 75 extra videos in that group that's not a part of the course and that's not on YouTube and all these other things that I do, because I like to make sure that there's updated content relevant to the Replens seller, specifically on how to grow and scale their business, but also how to handle different issues that can come up in their business. And so this video is a part of that series of videos regarding account health. And I actually sat down with an expert named Scott Margolius, and he handles account health issues for sellers. He's actually been an e-commerce seller longer than I have, because we started in December of 2015. I don't remember when Scott started specifically, but he's been on the e-commerce platforms and in that world longer than I have. So he has a wealth of knowledge and experience. Now, he does an excellent job at handling these account health issues for people and is the premier expert that I recommend in my group and that I see recommended in so many other e-commerce and specifically Amazon Facebook groups. And one of the reasons for that is because he wrote the book on how to handle account health issues within your Amazon seller account. And the book is actually named Amazon Plans of Action, Proven Tactics for Winning Appeals by Scott Margolius. And I'll put a link to this in the description, as well as a link to his website in the description, which is ecomsellertools.com. Now, Scott was gracious enough to give me 2 hours plus of his time to answer a ton of questions. I believe we went through over 30 different questions. And so what I wanted to do is, while I have these series of videos in my private Amazon Replens Facebook group, I wanted to take a few of them and make a mini series of videos for the general public and general audience on YouTube. And so what you're seeing today is one of those videos. If you'd like to see the rest of them as I post them, I will create a playlist just for account health so that you can go and take a look at some of those questions. And really, they're going to be the more broad questions that appeal to everybody. And so hopefully you find some amazing value in this, as I know you will. Again, if you want to learn anything else about Scott, please head over to his website, ecomsellertools.com. He is just a wealth of information. He's helped me personally and some different things with our Amazon account. And his book has just been instrumental into how we decide to craft our appeals when we are reaching out to Amazon to appeal some of these issues that can crop up. And so I hope that this is a video that you find of value. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and also please comment with questions or any other issues that you might think that you'd like me to cover on this channel. I'd love to hear your comments, and I typically am able to respond to each and every one, at least at the time of this recording. And so thank you so much for watching this. I hope that it blesses you and helps you and that you have a great rest of your day. Awesome. So the next question, now that we're out of these situations, the next question would be, how should receipts be annotated and used in response to account health problems? And is there a difference between online receipts versus the retail receipts for your suggestions?
You know, the online versus retail, I don't know that it matters that much to put a label on it. To me, it matters the most how it looks. And so I often see people who receive receipts via email, and if you print the email as is out of your email, there are maybe 3 to 5 different ways you could possibly print that email. And some of those different ways, when they print out, look different than the other ways. You print it 3 different ways, and it could have 3 different appearances when you're looking at the sheet of paper. So you want to find the way that makes it look the most like an invoice. And it might not say invoice on there, but you could handwrite invoice right at the middle in the top of the sheet. I was working with somebody on their invoice that they'd received the other day, and the first thing that they were going to do is start marking it up. And I was like, oh, you don't want to mark up your original. You want to take a picture of it and print it out and print on and write on the copy, because once you've marked up the original, you don't have the opportunity to go back and fix that if you didn't do it right. And I try to provide a little bit of training on how to annotate invoices and receipts in the Plans of Action book. But even that isn't necessarily comprehensive. I have some additional training available to show people, walk people through how to mark up the invoices or receipts. When I say markup or annotate, I use those words kind of interchangeably. Primarily, you're just trying to get onto that piece of paper the information Amazon's looking for. They want to know who it came from, the supplier, the manufacturer, the distributor. They want specific information about that supplier, manufacturer, distributor. They want who it is, their name. They want their address. They want the email address that you could use to contact somebody at that supplier, and they want the website and the phone number. You got to have all that information about the supplier. If none of that information is on your invoice or receipt, that's not good. You want to have at least some of it on there. And what you're hoping to do is sort of add to it, to add the rest of the things that aren't there. And so you want to, if your information's right here, as far as the name, and then you got the address, then right underneath it or right next to it, you want to add the rest of the information that's missing, like the email address or the website or whatever. And a lot of the time I'll circle that and have a little arrow going to it and say my supplier. Make it as simple as possible. You want to streamline everything so that you can make it super efficient for the person who's reviewing the information to see everything they need to see as quickly as possible to identify the things that they're looking for. And so you want to have the same information for you, for your store, your name, and you would have your address, your phone number, your website if you have one, your email address. You want to have all that identified on the invoice, and anything that's missing you want to add and circle that and say my information, that kind of thing. If it doesn't specifically say invoice on your invoice, you might want to write invoice and kind of get them in the frame of mind of thinking that this is an invoice, because a lot of the time Amazon will ask for invoices, but they'll accept receipts, and they sort of use those words interchangeably, so that you could send them an invoice, but they'll accept a receipt. But if your sheet of paper that you're submitting says invoice on there, they might be more likely to think of this as something that they'll accept. The other things I like to add are find the product on the page, circle that product, and handwrite ASIN and then the ASIN number. Those are the primary things that Amazon wants to see. And so those are the things you want to add if they're missing from your invoice or receipt.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that's a perfect answer. I know one thing too that I'm pretty sure you mentioned, and maybe I missed it or something here, but you've mentioned it before, that you want to make sure to, if it's online, to print it out, right? Because if you just do a download of the PDF or something, sometimes that doesn't work as well. Like if you annotate it online, is that right? Or did I misunderstand?
I never annotate or mark it up. I never do that electronically. Some people do and they get away with it and it works fine for them, but I never do. And I haven't done it in the last 9 years, and it works all the time for me. So that's what I recommend, because it works, and I haven't had it be rejected. And one of the reasons why I like to do that is because Amazon's super sensitive to invoices being doctored or manipulated. They're super sensitive to people making up invoices. And anytime you mark something up electronically, even if it's as simple as highlighting it in yellow electronically with some sort of graphics program, it can easily look to Amazon like you've manipulated that document. And so that's why I tend to do it all by hand and make it as neat as possible and easy for them to identify. I use a highlighter, and I use like a blue ballpoint pen that's real easy to see on the page. I will take the original receipt or the original invoice and have it on a desktop or whatever like that, take a picture of it, and then print it out and then start marking it up.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out that video with Scott Margolius. He is such a wealth of information. So again, as I mentioned at the beginning, I highly recommend checking out his website, ecomsellertools.com, and also checking out his book, Amazon Plans of Action, Proven Tactics for Winning Appeals. Both resources are amazing, and I highly recommend looking at both of them. Also, as I mentioned, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It would really benefit me and help me to know that I'm doing a good job, that you like this content. And if you'd like to see more from Scott, please let me know in the comments. If you've got any specific questions for him that you'd like to see him answer, please let me know that too. I do plan on making and sending more of these onto YouTube, some of the mini videos. And so I will have that playlist available to you, and it might actually already be available to you depending on when you see this video. So thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.